We all operate within the exact same 24-hour constraint. Yet, while high performers sustain intense focus throughout the day, many start their mornings fighting a heavy, lingering exhaustion. We try to bridge that gap with sheer willpower, caffeine, screens, and forced effort. We subscribe to a hustle culture that demands continuous, unbroken output from dawn until dusk. But the problem is biological misalignment. We treat our brains like mechanical engines, them to run indefinitely without a power-down sequence. Neuroscience has mapped how our minds process distractions, store energy, and make decisions. Aligning our daily habits with these internal rules turns productivity from a struggle into a reflex. This animated diagram shows Rule 1, sleep. It functions as a biological reset button, physically flushing out toxic waste products that accumulate during waking hours. Sacrificing that cleaning cycle damages your brain's hardware. Without it, the mechanisms responsible for storing memories and balancing emotions degrade, leaving your decision-making compromised and your thinking clouded the next day. This graph visualizes Rule 8, ultradian rhythms, natural focus cycles oscillating between 90 and 120 minutes before a recovery phase. Notice what happens when pushed past that mark. Without a short break, the system crashes into severe chemical depletion. Operating in that state generates stress, a biological warning signal of internal imbalance. When left unmanaged, it leaks cognitive energy and degrades your ability to maintain attention. You cannot extract high-level output from a system that hasn't run its maintenance protocols. First, prioritizing sleep, respecting focus rhythms, and managing stress are the requirements for high-level cognitive performance. Once the foundation is set, you activate the hardware. While we often associate exercise with muscular health, physical movement provides the primary chemical fuel for your brain. Elevating your heart rate triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin. These neurochemicals clear mental fog and sharpen focus. With the brain fueled, it requires clear instructions. To solidify a new neural pathway, your brain demands repetition. Physical brain structure requires repeated engagement to lock an idea in place. Compare this requirement to the modern habit of endless scrolling. We consume vast amounts of information, but without repetition, the brain discards the data before a lasting connection can form. This comparison illustrates Rule 6, visuals. On the left is dense text, which requires heavy concentration to decode. On the right, that same data resolves into an infographic. The human brain evolved to process shapes and colors instantly, making imagery more effective for retention. Utilizing movement, repetition, and visualization transforms the brain into an efficient, high-retention engine. Now we optimize the software by addressing multitasking. Every time you switch your attention between a phone screen, a conversation, and a project, your brain pays a hidden energy tax. Dedicating undivided attention to a single objective aligns your brainwaves into a laser-like state. This depth of focus provides the processing speed needed to solve complex problems in half the time. But absolute focus requires an engine. Rule 7 identifies emotions as the biological drive that creates momentum and overrides the friction of procrastination. Logic maps out the schedule, but executing the work requires a personal emotional connection. Whether it is the pursuit of joy, a sense of pride, or the desire to avoid pain, the brain needs an internal reason to move. When laser-like single-task focus is fueled by emotional drive, difficult work stops being a grind and becomes frictionless. Consider what your days look like when this system runs correctly. Waking up with clarity, slipping into deep work without resistance, and ending the day satisfied rather than exhausted. Sleep, movement, focus, stress management, repetition, visuals, emotional drive, and structured breaks. These 8 concepts form the operating system of human performance. Aligning your habits with your biology removes the constant friction of the modern workday. Review these rules, head to the comments, and tell us which specific one you are integrating today. Subscribe for more deep dives into the science of performance. Your mind is your primary tool. You just needed the user manual to run it.